Hey there guys, welcome to today's video, the top 10 Pokemon you should use in Legends Arceus. So before we get started, I want to point something out about the contents of this video. This game comes out tomorrow here in the United States, though for some of you in the world, it's already released, like in Australia. I know the game leaked a week ago, but I've done a tremendous job avoiding most leaks, and don't wish to include any in my content. Please just understand that this video is written not knowing every Pokemon included in the game. Only those that have been revealed through trailers and advertisements up to this point. I can't stop you guys from discussing leaks in my comments, but just to understand the perspective that this video was written from. Alright, with that out of the way, today's video is pretty self-explanatory. These are the top 10 Pokemon I think you should be using in this new game. I looked over designs, my ideas of what might make them good, and of course any previous information that was available. Let's hop into the video now and have some fun. Alright, we kick off the list today with one of my favorite Sinnoh Pokemon, Roseraid. I would use it plenty in Diamond and Pearl in the remix, and I have to imagine it'll be a good Pokemon to turn to in Hes Sweet as well. If we think about the fact that this is a rather unincorporated region with significantly more grassy areas and woods and whatnot, you gotta figure there's a bunch of grass Pokemon hanging out. Roseraid's powerful base 130 special attack will back up strong stab moves like Giga Drain and Sludge Bomb. So if it's slamming out moves like that, you better believe the random rock and grass type Pokemon that would inhabit the Hes Sweet region are going to be watching their backs with Roseraid walking around. I can only assume, but Dew are probably going to be aplenty in the region. And while I guess I can't be too sure where a shiny stone could possibly be, I'd assume it's not impossible to find one back in the past. So yeah, Roseraid. It's a big-time special attacking threat, and I can only assume it's going to be a dominant Pokemon in a playthrough. Next up on the list, we have Hes Sweet and Zoroark. I obviously don't have much to go on here, as I only know it exists and its typing. So I'm going to be doing a lot of assuming here. So, Zoroark looks pretty freaking cool. It's like when someone just lets their hair loose and goes wild. And in the case of this regional variant, it switches out the dark typing for the free of most weakness, normal ghost typing. As we know with the regular Zoroark, it's got some real issues defensively. It's base 60 in both and HP, meaning there is a lack of bulk, and I have to figure that's the same case for this Hes Sweet form. It doesn't look like it's going to be able to take hits any better, and somewhere within my mind, I'm thinking it's potentially even faster than what we've already got. I like to think as a special attacker, it is still going to be very strong. I have to wonder what they'll do with this thing's move pool. What special attacking normal type moves are available at this point that are actually viable? I guess Hyper Voice is something this thing can use, and of course Shadow Ball. Here is hoping it has the same move pool that the regular Zoroark does, where it can learn Flamethrower and Sludge Bomb among some other moves. I'll have to wait and see what they do with it, but I'm definitely interested in seeing Hes Sweet Zoroark in action, and I think it's probably going to be a Pokemon we should all be using. Cleaver is coming up next, and if you guys caught my video a few weeks ago where I talked about the Pokemon I was planning to use, well, you know just how excited I am for this thing. The trailer we got revealing Cleaver was super dope, and it really got me pumped for using this new branched Evo of Scyther. I honestly think this thing is worth using for just its story alone. I mean, it makes sense why it would be around in numbers over something like Scizor, since it's just a modernly designed Pokemon. Cleaver is all about rocks, and really just screams the past, and it could be a great representation of the bug rock type. Sorry Crustle, it's not you, it's me. Cleaver is just too cool to ignore. If I was going to guess around a bit on stats, I gotta figure it's gonna be faster than Scizor, and maybe even stronger, but probably not sharing its defensive capabilities. There needs to be some difference between Scizor and Cleaver as branched Evos, because if not, what was the point of giving Scyther a new Evo to begin with? I'd book Cleaver as a strong attacker with more speed, relying on moves like Stone Axe and X-Scissor to do big damage. I just wonder what we have to do to get one. We know there are these new Pokemon in the game, and Cleaver is one of them. But is that the only way you can get one reasonably? Or will there be some sort of new evolution method with Scyther? We'll find out when we start playing. But I'll just say it again, I am still highly considering using Cleaver myself. But you guys will have to wait to find out if I do. Alright, so this next Pokemon is another new one introduced to us as a ride Pokemon. One of the most random evolutions I feel Game Freak has ever given a Pokemon, Basculegion. In my mind, Basculin is a very forgettable Pokemon, and was definitely overshadowed by a dozen better water types available in Pokemon Black and White and their sequels. However, Hes Sweet is looking to give this fish a better deal by introducing a Pokemon that can only come about when a bunch of them die. I don't really know if that's actually a good thing or not, but whatever. Basculegion looks really cool, and I'm here for it. I don't know if there's going to be a Hisuian Basculin that will be introduced as well, or just the regular blue and red striped Univin ones. But regardless, I think it's going to be a good Pokemon to use. The only water ghost type we've gotten so far is Jellicent back in Unova, so this could be a fun opportunity to have a physical option on that end of things. The Pokemon website references Basculegion as having tremendous, unflagging physical ability, so that leads me to believe it is in fact a physical attacker. It'll probably use moves like Waterfall. And I like to think there will be some new signature ghost type move that thing can use. I don't have too much to get into on Basculegion. I just think it's definitely very neat and probably is going to warrant being used in a playthrough by anyone picking this game up. Let's wrap up this half of the list with a personal favorite of mine, a Pokemon always worth using whether the region is Hisui or Sinnoh. The best starter to come out of the 4th generation, Infernape. We know that the original 4th gen starters will be waltzing around as wild Pokemon in Hisui. So the fact is, you can get Infernape pretty easily now. It's still so weird to just see starters walking around as catchable Pokemon. But hey, I'm not complaining too much about it here, as being able to use any of those starters alongside the actual starter I choose will be very cool. Infernape is super strong as we all know, boasting base 104 attacks and 108 speed, making it not just a great fire option, but an all-around powerhouse. I have said this a few times already, but obviously I have no idea how you go about getting certain moves and whatnot in this game. But if we figure it has access to anything in its move pool reasonably, then you can see much more than just Flamethrower in close combat. Infernape can use Earthquake, Acrobatics, Poison Jab, and U-Turn, all of which can come in handy for a ton of different reasons. I love Infernape, and while I don't know if I'll be using it, I think I feel comfortable saying the majority of people should. It's just so good, and it almost feels like stealing, having it available in the wild just to use. Starting off our top 5 is a Pokemon that has certainly been intriguing to me, being the Hes Sweet Arcanine. We can assume it exists based on Hisuian Growlithe. However, I do suppose there is a chance this could be a whole new Pokemon in general. I mean, Galarian Meowth evolves into Persiker, so this definitely wouldn't be too out of pocket if it were the case. However, because I already did a video last week on possible Hisuian evolutions, I don't want to have to think of a whole new one again here, so I'm gonna just believe that Hisuian Arcanine exists and is what we get when Growlithe evolves. I'll assume it's still fire rock type like Growlithe, and probably has very similar stats to regular Arcanine when it comes to the layout. I suppose it might have better defenses and less speed if I had to make an educated guess with the rock typing added in. I'm sure it could still have access to extreme speed, so maybe having a slightly lower speed stat won't be too detrimental. I gotta assume it's gonna have some absolutely powerful new rock type move it can use, which will probably be awesome. Maybe it'll even have access to a Zoroark, even if that has just been a Lycanroc exclusive. I don't know what kind of Pokemon this could end up being. All I know is that it'll probably be a really cool and fun one to use. I look forward to discovering what Hisui and Growlithe evolves into more than anything. Alright, here at number 4, we've got another Pokemon that we all know and love that is super powerful. It's my boy, Alkazam. I couldn't make a list like this without suggesting it, because really there hasn't been a game where Alkazam isn't absolutely one of the best Pokemon you can use. There's no way I would think that Arceus would somehow weaken a Pokemon as dominant as Alkazam. Its powerful Psychic-type moves could bring the house down anywhere, and this is just no exception. I have heard rumors for months that there might not be a way to trade amongst people in this game. So I guess the only thing I'm left to wonder about is how Kadabra would evolve into Alakazam. I'm sure they've got some way for that to happen, and we'll find out how. So using Alakazam is pretty much a good deal, as there will probably be a fair amount of poison and fighting type Pokemon around. It just feels like there's going to be a good amount of those types of Pokemon around. I don't think there's much more I need to try and explain here. It's Alakazam, guys. Just use it. Alright, in the third place spot for the list, I'm grouping together Samurott, Typhlosion, and Decidueye. You should definitely be using your starter in Hisui, because as we've all speculated, there might be Hisuian forms for these things.
Disclaimer, I know now that there are new starter evolutions, but enjoy this section anyway.
I'm super excited to use Typhlosion, and if they did some sort of regional variant, well, my Johto-loving heart might skip a beat. There's plenty of cool stuff I can imagine doing with it. Imagine making Typhlosion a fire-electric type, or maybe even fire-dragon. We could get super weird. I'm honestly really excited to see what could happen. Don't think I'm gonna forget about Samurott and Decidueye. Perhaps Samurott finally gets the fighting type, and maybe Decidueye is actually a flying type now. I don't know, but the possibilities are endless. This is downright uncharted territory, seeing true starter Pokemon getting potential regional variants. And they could end up being really good too. It's one thing to see something as wild as random starter Pokemon pulled from other regions, but it's a whole other deal to give their final forms regional variants. I can hardly wait to find out what these mons are going to potentially look like. And even if there are no new forms, that's cool too. These are 3 really interesting Pokemon that are getting a new bit of love in Hisui, and I'm here for it. The penultimate Pokemon today that I definitely think you should use is, without a doubt, and this is totally unbiased people, it's Umbreon. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be using Umbreon just yet. But that said, I think it could potentially be the best evolution to pull out in Hisui. The way I'm looking at this game being so different tells me that there might be reason to pull out status elements than ever before. And what's a Pokemon that deals in status elements? Why, that's Umbreon, folks. It takes hits really well, it has Synchronize, and it has access to moves like Toxic and Wish. And who knows what other new status element moves could be in the game. Umbreon is well known for being worth using in competitive aspects. And why would it really be all that different in a playthrough of this game? Espeon and Umbreon just feel like they belong in Hisui, as they have a bit of a Meiji-era feel to them. I of course love Umbreon anyway, but even if I didn't, I could see the significance in using it in this game. Alright, let's wrap up things here with the number 1 Pokemon you should use in Hisui. As if there was any doubt, you should for sure be using Garchomp. I mean, it's the most popular Pokemon to use in Sinnoh, and one of the most popular Pokemon period. Why wouldn't you use this Landshark during your trip to a time long past? It's going to be packing a massive punch, as we've seen in some trailers, And more than likely, it's going to be one of very few dragon types, once again like with Diamond and Pearl. And it's always worth bringing a strong dragon along on a journey. Its powerful Earthquake and Outrage will probably tear opposing Pokemon down. And when you're taking powerful noble Pokemon and strong trainers out in the wild, there are a few Pokemon that can guarantee your victory, quite like a Garchomp. I know I'm thinking I'll be using one, and I for sure think you guys should too. It's just facts. Garchomp is still the king of this region, whether it's Hes Sweet or Sinnoh. Well, that's gonna wrap it up, guys. The top 10 Pokemon you should be using in Legends Arceus is right here. And I expect to see a number of these Pokemon scattered across a bunch of different teams when the games drop tomorrow. I'll be sharing my team in the coming days, so be on the lookout for what I've picked as well. Who knows, maybe even a few of them end up on the best team. That's for later though. For now though, thanks for watching, and happy Legends Arceus Eve! Hey guys, thank you for enjoying another Mystic Umbreon video. It's exciting times for the Pokemon franchise, and I look forward to the coming months where it just keeps getting better. If you guys are wanting some more bite-sized Mystic Umbreon content, please check out my TikTok, where I upload daily, as well as the Mystic Umbreon Shorts channel. If y'all enjoyed the video and want to see more content like this, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Be sure to leave a comment too, it really helps us out. I think it's time to wrap this up though. I'm Mystic Umbreon, and I'll see you next time with some more amazing Pokemon content.